Hey Virgo, welcome to your April Candlelight Love Tarot. Many of you in the personal readings have been saying, hey, what happened to the Candlelight Tarot? And I saw a couple of comments, maybe not a huge amount of comments, but I did see a couple asking about it as well. So it's back. It's back. Here's the Candlelight Tarot. We're going to see what's going on for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the area of romance and love. Been very interesting, Virgo, because as I've been sitting down to do the readings for each of the zodiac signs, I've been getting a song, okay, for each of the zodiac signs, and for whatever reason they've been like old songs. They've been old songs. I swear to you, I know songs from this decade or from the last couple of years. But I'm getting older songs. And the one that's coming up for you, Virgo, is Whitney Houston, Saving All My Love for You. Which, when I think about that song, if I'm not mistaken, if you really, really listen to the lyrics, obviously there's the whole thing of, like, it could be the idea of, like, where you've been holding out for somebody. But if I'm not mistaken, it could be, like, being in love with someone who's already taken, okay? So maybe something is going to be cleared out in that way. Either released, or the timing is going to change, or the person's circumstances are going to change. We'll see what the cards have to say. Or maybe you've been taken and you've been in love with somebody else. I don't know. I don't know, Virgo. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so I'm doing a different spread this time around, so the reading's going to be a little bit more in-depth. You guys have also been asking me for that as well, like to go deeper in the layers. So we're going in the layers, my darlings. So this first card is going to give us kind of like the theme or the gist of your love life in April for Virgo. And we have Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups could indeed be like a reconciliation or giving a relationship a fresh kind of energy, okay? But it's just about new beginnings. So whether it's new beginnings where you're giving somebody a clean slate, or if you're going in a whole new direction, it's new energy. It's new energy. And the beautiful thing for me about Ace of Cups, you know, every tarot reader will have, you know, cards with the traditional meanings, but certain cards are going to have a little extra meaning for them. And Ace of Cups is one of those cards for me. When I see Ace of Cups come up in a reading, it's giving me a sense or a feeling that this person is breaking through a very, very long time emotional block, or something that needed to be healed for a very long time is finally being healed and coming into this new energy of just being in the happiness, being in the joy, learning from pleasure instead of learning from pain, you know, learning from joy instead of learning from sadness, and having positive experiences coming into your love life. So I do think that a lot of you are manifesting really, really happy changes in your love life and happy experiences and ways in which you're becoming stronger, and learning to love yourself and learning to value and cherish yourself through positive experiences. Because what happens? Typically somebody pulls us through the ringer, and then we learn to trust ourselves, or then we learn to love ourselves or to value ourselves, because we say, you know what? I don't deserve to be treated that way, and nobody's ever going to treat me that way again. And we learned from that pain. But this time around, you're learning from, I said, happy and positive experiences. So you're having people that are being good to you, and you're saying, damn straight, this is amazing, I love this, I want more of this. So you're manifesting the positivity in that way. There's this loving energy coming into your love life, or that's going to be the focus of your love life. And for some of you, this is the first time in a long time, you know, having that kind of energy come in. Ooh. I just touched hot wax. I touched hot wax. I gotta be careful. That's the thing with this Candlelight Tarot. You gotta be careful. It sure is pretty, but gotta be careful. Ooh. Okay, so we have Queen of Wands here coming up. as like an opposing factor. Queen of Wands is definitely kind of like that third party energy. Okay? Queen of Wands could definitely be the mistress. So maybe some of you have had a mistress and you're wanting to reach out for this mistress and try to create a life with them. That's a whole tricky thing. Maybe some of you have been in a situation where you've been made a mistress unwillingly. Like maybe you didn't like, you know, go into the relationship looking for that, but it happened, and then you're like, oh my goodness, this is my soulmate, I love them, but you've been wanting them to get it figured out before you could, like, you know, really let them in or like move on. So that's like an opposing factor. Maybe some of you are in a relationship and you're giving something a new chance or a new try, like to rebuild. But maybe like that's the factor where you're like, this is the one thing, like if I find out about you going back to that person, then this is done, this isn't gonna happen. There's definitely some third party energy here that needs to be cleared. Okay, that's kind of coming up as like a karmic thing here. Some of you are coming into your passion. Some of you are dealing with a situation where maybe you have been cheated on or you have had people be unfaithful and it made you feel bad about yourself, or it made you feel like not attractive for a little bit, but you're reconnecting with your attractiveness and with your passion and with your confidence, and you're coming into that energy. Queen of Wands also for me in some readings can come up when somebody is fed up and they've had enough. So maybe like you're fed up, you've had enough, and like you have these high standards and you're not lowering your standards for anybody. It can apply in different ways for different ones of you. The karmic factor around it is we have 8 of Cups. So some of you are getting ready to kind of walk away. All right? Some of you are looking for something more. Some of you have invested time with a person or a situation where like it didn't bring the fulfillment you wanted, and you're ready and you're going to look for it elsewhere. The beautiful thing about 8 of Cups is usually when you're looking for fulfillment, the message with the 8 of Cups is that it's going to come in through your spiritual connection. So some of you are making some spiritual connection, right? And you're focusing on that instead of focusing in a disappointment in a previous relationship. And so that is bringing you on the path of love in a, I don't know if I want to say in a roundabout way, right? But it could also be leading you to some really, really high level soulmate. Some of you may have already met the soulmate and you guys are circling back to one another. Or it could be where you're reconciling in this life from a past life. The past, as it pertains to your relationship, you have Ace of Pentacles. So you're in a new energy. You have had 2 cards so far, Virgo, that have come up that for me are like the blockage buster cards that tell me that you've kind of freed yourself from some kind of previous block or some kind of negative cycle. You're in this new energy. Okay, that's what I get when I get Ace of Pentacles and when I get 8 of Cups. I'm not 8 of Cups, I'm sorry. What was the other one? Ace of Cups. That was the first card. So I feel like you guys are healing from things. You're putting negative habits and things behind you, negative thinking behind you. Some of you are breaking through what we call like generational blocks. Some people call them generational curses. But you're clearing out of that energy and you're coming into a new healthy energy. You've come into a new healthy energy in terms of love. Some of you, I feel like, even have been like going to some kind of therapy and it's been helping. This next card is letting us know what is going on in your energy at the present time, at the time that you watch this video. Okay? And so, it's like this energy of what you need to focus on in the present moment. So whether you're watching it before April, mid-April, end of April, if you come across this video like months or years from now and for whatever reason you're watching it, there's messages in it, it's resonating with you, this is what's happening at the time of watching this video. You have 6 of Pentacles. Okay, typically this is like a money card about, like, debts being paid off and generosity. It could be like a windfall of money coming in some way. So some of you might be clearing out energy, because money is just energy, right? And sometimes when the Pentacle cards come up in a love reading, for me, I feel that they're reading as the energy in the situation, right? And so maybe in the past it's been very uneven with your relationships. Maybe you've been in relationships with people who have taken and given you nothing, or maybe you've been in relationships with people where you gave a lot to them, but or vice versa. Maybe you've been in relationships where that person felt that you took from them and didn't give much back. And maybe you felt like you gave back in some ways, but maybe not the way that person was looking for you to give it back. And so there could be some kind of adjusting of karma in that way, or clearing of energy in that way. It feels to me, Virgo, like it's becoming clear to you who the real or the main soulmate is. And like, this is the person that you've been waiting for. Like, this is the person you've been waiting for your whole life, really, to like just feel this certain, like, this is the person I've been looking for. This is the person I was supposed to meet. Some of you have had a very significant soulmate already come in where there's unfinished business, and that is being finished so that you can move on to this main soulmate, the person that you've been like kind of searching for your whole life. And so for some of you, this may be in person. It could be balancing out finances. It could be balancing out debts that are owed in some way. Maybe there was like exchanging of money at some point. Somebody owes you money, or you owe them money. Something is being released. Or it could be energetically. Maybe you're releasing someone energetically, right? And you're opening up to the universe to receive the blessing or the windfall of like new love coming in. But something is being, that give and take energy, you're opening up to flow. You're opening up to the flow of the universe as it pertains to love. And there may be some money business for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you in that. In the near future, there's some kind of travel, okay? So maybe some of you are inviting a person to go on a trip, or somebody's inviting you to go on a trip. But it could be like a little lover's getaway to, come out of the old energy, to clear the air. Maybe some of you to make something up to somebody, or somebody's wanting to make something up to you. Maybe there's talk of a little bit of a getaway or a rendezvous of some kind. To just kind of clear the air, get away, and just have some time together. Some of you may also be looking to travel. Like, some of you are clearing an old relationship, right? And you're getting ready for going into a new relationship, and before that happens, you're wanting to get away for a little bit. But the message here with Six of Swords is that the worst of it is behind you. You can expect for things to get better, and you may be putting some physical distance between yourself and a person or a situation. Some of you maybe are looking to move, but maybe not ready quite yet. So maybe, because for me, when I see Six of Swords, it's like a temporary travel. It's not necessarily like, moving away. Typically, when I get this card, it could be though that on this travel you are thinking about moving, or you're going and you're checking out a place or scoping out a place because you're thinking of kind of getting a fresh start in that location. So it could be that as well. There could be some, like, maybe you're doing some reconnaissance of some kind, or you're like doing some kind of surveillance of some kind, and figuring out what your next step is going to be in terms of, like, the logistics of your life, where you're living, where you're established, all of that good stuff, where you're going to make a home with somebody else. Some of you really have a very dramatic person that, when you're thinking about, okay, like, I'm going to be in this new relationship with this person, with the soulmate, I got to get away from the ex because they're, like, I don't put it past them. to like be in my business and follow us around and show up to our place, banging on the door, causing drama. And I don't want to deal with that. So I'm going to take this partner or this relationship and we're going to get settled in somewhere else, right? We're going to go create a life far away from that person so that drama doesn't come in. Some of you are kind of having an escape in that way. Next is your power in the situation. And man, this is confirmation if I ever saw it. You've got Three of Wands, and Three of Wands is travel. Some of you are looking to relocate around with this love. Okay, so maybe for some of you, this person is in another state, maybe in some cases another country. If it is somebody in another country, though, I feel like you've already met this person before. I don't feel like it's like some weird, creepy, like catfishy thing where you all have never met and you've been talking online, but for all you know, you don't know this person from Adam. You know, it could be a 12-year-old child for all you know. You know, so I don't get it in that way. I feel this is somebody, for those of you who maybe are looking to move to another country, you already know this person. You already know this person, you all have met, or you know each other from childhood, or you had dated at some point, you know, or it was like you all thought that, like, yeah, like you dated at some point, but maybe they chose another relationship over you, or you chose another relationship over them, and then now it's like, man, I made a mistake, we should have been together, so you all may be reconnecting. But Three of Wands to me is looking to move to another place, okay? Or how can I say it? It's a mental expansion, okay? It's expanding. It's going out into new territory, all right? It is an entrepreneur card as well, so I do feel some of you are trying to figure something out with your work so that you can move or relocate. Or you're creating something in terms of business to where you can work from anywhere, right? And it's going to give you freedom in some way. I do feel some of you are preparing some kind of travel having to do with the person that you're going to be with. Or maybe some of you, your dream is to be with your soulmate and to travel with your soulmate. So you're trying to set things up in your life to make that a possibility or to happen, right? But whatever you're doing, I feel in terms of like, if you're taking steps this big and this dramatic, it's someone that you know, okay? It's not somebody that you're taking a chance or a risk on. There's a very big trend of that going on right now, guys, and I get a lot of people come to me for readings for it, where they're like just in love with somebody they've been talking to online, and there's a lot of scammers out there. A lot of scammers out there. Believe me, they message me all the time. Hello, dear. You are so beautiful. I'm in love with you. You know, I'm in, you know, this part of the world. And there's all these pictures of like this really hot guy or these really gorgeous women. I get them from both men and women. Like just people about like, you know, trying to pull me into relationships. It's very common right now. It's very common. You know, some people just kind of prey on people who are lonely. Some people, I don't know if they think it's funny. Some people try to get money out of you for it. So I don't feel it's a situation, if it's somebody in another country or far away, I don't feel it's like, you know, it's someone you actually know. It's not one of those situations where you met on Facebook or you met on Instagram, or you've never actually seen that person before. Please do not make really massive permanent decisions to move based on someone that kind of contacted you in a questionable way, because you know, online relationships can become very intense. Emotionally, they can become very intense, and we may be very tempted to do things that we wouldn't think of doing before, like moving halfway across the country to be with someone you haven't met in person. So it's nothing like that. I need to put that out there as a disclaimer. I just really want that to be very, very clear. I am not saying for anyone to make big decisions like that based on someone whom you have met online and you have not met in person, okay? And if you are in a situation where you've been talking to somebody online and you all are getting ready to meet in person, meet in a safe place, meet in a public place. Don't travel to their country by yourself to an unfamiliar place where like you don't know anybody, and you know you can get in a dangerous situation. Or don't send that money to come out, for that person to come out and to see you and to come to your house, you know. But meet in a safe place. Like if that person wants to come and meet you, maybe you guys can travel to a mutually safe country, or you know, whatever that case may be. And if that's the case, whatever it is, it's not a bad idea to have somebody with you when you're meeting somebody new. Okay. It's not a bad idea. You need to use caution. So I just need to put that out there as a disclaimer. Okay, my darlings. So this is the way your partner or love interest is viewing you in the situation. And we have Ace of Wands. So this is like a new opportunity where you guys are like, this is it. We're doing this. We're going for it. We're being in the moment. We're giving this a chance. Ace of Wands also indicates to me a lot of passion. So there could be a lot of attraction. There could be a very strong attraction, strong desire for one another. A lot of passion. This person has a lot of passion for you. A lot of attraction to you. Next card is telling us what you are establishing. And you're establishing structure. You're establishing structure, your confidence, independence is a big one for me when I see Emperor. Because when I think of Emperor in a love relationship, Emperor is somebody where there can definitely be very strong love feelings, very, very strong love feelings. But Emperor also needs his space. Emperor needs space very, very much. And it's, you know, it's just kind of like being in their independence and having their own territory, having their own realm. So I think some of you are manifesting this love partner or love relationship where there is the stability, but also the independence, a level of independence where you have your space and you have the distance that you need to feel comfortable. Right? Some of you are manifesting somebody who's a bit of a badass. Like you've been wanting that. Somebody who knows what they want, who's established themselves, who's independent. Not somebody who's going to be leaning on you or wanting you to take care of them financially. So some of you are manifesting someone who's very established and very independent, because maybe you're coming out of a cycle of like these codependent relationships or people that have been very dependent on you financially. You're like, I don't want to do it anymore. I want to be with somebody who doesn't need me financially. Okay, so some of you are manifesting that kind of energy. Your outcome card here, Virgo, is Page of Pentacles. So this is giving us the sense and the feeling of a new adventure, putting energy into something new. Okay, so I think a lot of you who've been going back and forth in an unhappy situation or unhappy relationship, you're deciding to put your energy and your focus elsewhere. Some of you, as you're like I said, there was a lot coming in here with like Three of Wands and getting established in business because you're wanting to travel, or you're wanting to be able to travel with a soulmate. Page of Pentacles also gives me a sense or a feeling that some of you are increasing your chances with the soulmate, or you're meeting the soulmate as you're working on your business goals. Okay, so new beginning. Some of you are stepping up to somebody and making them an offer. Some of you are somebody stepping up to you and making you an offer. But this is new energy. Bringing new energy into the love life. New understanding, new beginning. You know, Pentacles is a very grounded card. So this is about like, you know, future, long-term future. You know, Virgo, you all are an earth sign. This is that earth energy, coming into that stable earth energy, into just planting the new seeds. How are we going to do this? How are we going to make this happen? Some of you are getting ready to like get planted somewhere else. That's what I feel. You're being, I don't want to say uprooted, but you're transplanting yourself somewhere else. And some of you have been, you know, saving up for a long time. You know, we had the Saving All Your Love For You song. Maybe you've been saving up money to, get this new start, or you're beginning to save up money to get this new start. But it's just been like you felt like you were meant to meet someone and you're gonna meet that person, or you felt like somebody was the person for you and the timing is finally changing so you all can reconnect and to make it happen. So that's exciting. You guys have been manifesting a very big soulmate in that way. Be sure to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos too, because some months that might resonate with you more. It might bring in extra information for you. And be sure to check out the weekly forecasts, guys. Every single week I do a forecast for each of the zodiac signs about money, career, spirituality, family life, all the other important areas of love. Everything, all the other important areas of life, not just love. So be sure to check those out too. Thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. You know, that hitting that like button goes a really long way for me. You know, leaving a comment goes a really long way. I really do appreciate it. And if you would like a private reading, the link is in the description to schedule a private reading for those of you who would like one. Sending you so much love and so much light, guys. Have a wonderful April.